Alright, to figure out number 7, which I'm going to have to figure out a way to convert angle measures from degrees to radians, I'm going to go back to some of the problems from number 6 that I already solved. So one of the first ones in number 6 that I solved, I know I did all this math up at the top, but once everything finally canceled, let's see what I ended up doing. I ended up dividing by pi on both sides. And then I ended up multiplying this times 180 and then dividing by 4. So one of the things that you could kind of try to see what happened is I divided by pi, I multiplied over here to make the 180 come up to the numerator, and then I divided by 4. So the 4 is already being divided by at the very beginning. So 3 things happened. I divided by pi, I multiplied by 180, and then I divided by 4. I don't really have to worry about the divide by 4 because that's how the problem already starts out, by dividing by 4. So all I ended up doing to alter the original is I divided it by pi and multiplied it by 180. So if I go to the very end, look at what I started with. If I just did pi over 4, and I multiplied it by 180 and divided it by pi, I would end up with 180 over 4, which was 45. That's what I had for my final answer. Here, on the next one we ended up dividing both sides by pi, multiplying by 180, and then dividing by 3 at the very end. So I multiplied by pi, I divided by pi, I multiplied by 180, and then I divided by 3 at the very end. Well, the divided by 3 is already in the original problem because the 3 is in the denominator. So if I just took pi over 3 and I divided it by pi and I multiplied it by 180, I would end up with 180 over 3 is 60. And I can see that that's going to work for this last one as well. I'm going to start with 5 pi over 6. I'm going to divide it by pi. Now I know I keep saying that. By dividing by pi, I'm going to multiply by 1 over pi. You know how dividing by a number is the same as multiplying by its reciprocal. And then I'm going to multiply by 180. So pi's will cancel. I will end up with 180 times 5 over 6, which is exactly what this was, 900 over 6. So I found a pattern. So I can say that all I need to do to convert is to multiply by 180 and divide by pi. Or if you want to think about it as a single step, multiply by 180 over pi. And then the last one, I'll just do that one here. Number 8 just asked me to find in a circle with a radius of 8 and the measure of the central angle, which I'm trying to find, and I know that this arc length is 15.6. So don't forget about our radians equation. It's just, to find radians, you just do arc length divided by radius. So in this one, so the radians are going to be equal to arc length, which is 15.6, divided by radius, which is 8. So if you put that in your calculator, 15.6 divided by 8, you get 1.95. Since they said rounded to the nearest degree, you don't want it in terms of pi. You actually want it multiplied out. Oh, that kind of, can you tell that that's 1.95? I don't know.